Shalom, shalom. Call Allah Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rakar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Hey, brothers, as the scripture tells us, think it not strange when we're tested by various trials to test our faith. And it also tells us that, we experience these various trials. Just understand that our brothers around the world are having the same experiences also. So this is more of an exhortation to keep you brothers encouraged as we run this race. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11. Therefore, encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing. Here recently, I had the pleasure of meeting with a beloved brother in the truth, and we were just building each other up, sharing different precepts, different situations, and it's truly a joy to interact and engage with this brother. And I was full in the spirit after interacting and engaging with the brother too as well. Let me go from there. We go to Acts chapter 11, verse 23, and it reads, when he arrived and saw what the grace of Yahweh had done, he was glad and encouraged them all to remain true to Yahawashi with all of their hearts. The hearts meaning their mind, right? Let's go from there. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 13, chapter 3, verse 13. And it states, but encourage one another daily, as long as it is called today, so that none of you may be hardened by the deceitfulness of sin. Right? How do you keep brothers encouraged? Right? You post your videos, you do your lessons. When you interacting with a brother, you should be building each other up in the faith, in the wisdom, and the knowledge and the truth. Yeah, you can talk about sports and other things, but also you should be checking on him to make sure he's good, to make sure he's being built up to endure this race, right? Because this is a race that we all have to run, right? Let's go from there. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1, and it reads, therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, what I want you to do is read chapter 11 before you get to chapter 12. Chapter 11 breaks down all the heroes of faith and the things that they endured while they ran their race too as well. All right. But let me get back to the scriptures here. It says, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that is so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race that is marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Yahawashi, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of Yahweh. Considered him who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. When we're running this race, we got to consider what Yahawashi did, the race that he endured, right? The cross he had to bear, right? And even the scriptures goes on in verse 4 to tell us, in your struggles against sin, you have not yet resisted to the point of shedding your own blood. But Yahawashi did, right? The scriptures tells us we would drink the same cup that he had drunk of, right? So, of course, if we hadn't shed blood yet, we got to endure, because we know the Lord is treating us as sons also, right? We get back to verse 5. And have you completely forgotten his word of encouragement that addresses you as a father addresses his sons? Right? We got to remember, we're sons of Yahweh, of the Father, of the Most High. Okay? We got to endure this thing, right? We got to build each other up. We got to cheer each other on, right? Let's go from there. What does the Apostle Paul say in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 26? And it reads, therefore, I do not run like someone running aimlessly, and I do not box like a boxer beating the air. Let's go back to that word aimlessly, right? To do something aimless, by definition, it means without purpose or direction, purposeless, pointless, goalless, undirected, objectless, unfocused, without purpose, without goal, meaningless, right? We know that we run this race to attain immortality, to spend eternity with Yahweh Hashem Yahawashi, right? We do this to gain the kingdom, right? We do this so we can be of the elect. We do this for various reasons, brothers. As the scripture tells us, eyes haven't seen, ears hasn't heard what Yahawashi has for all of those that love him. That's what we're doing this for. So we can be kings, so we can be rulers, so we'll be a royal priesthood. That's why we do this, right? 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 7. Apostle Paul said this, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race, and I have kept the faith, right? He endured to the end. Really, brothers, this is going to be some of us, right? I know this is an old article, but look at the, brother, this is going to be some of us, worn out, weary, as you can read at the bottom. Runner collapses, crawl to finish, man over marathon. And that's what we have to be. He crawled to the finish, right, brothers? This is the same mentality we have to take on. That we're going to crawl to the finish, right? No matter what, we're going to finish this race. And even right now, while the Spirit is on me to put this lesson together, even I'm getting encouraged just thinking about it, man. Just taking on that mindset, right? So I got a clip I want to play you, brothers. Let me get this out of here. Listen to how Ali broke this down. And of course, YouTube, I'm using this under the Fair Use Act. This is for educational purposes only, right? Listen to how Ali broke this down, brothers. Listen to what he says about running in this race. And it's a perfect segue, right? Just listen closely.
I'm going to cut out in a minute or two. My doctor says it's okay to exercise, but when it becomes a strain, you better quit. Man, your doctor don't know what he's talking about. That's what you want to do, strain. You want to run until it pains. You want to run until your throat feels like sandpaper. You want to run until it feels like you're going to throw up. You want to keep running until your legs are painted, until you're going to die, you're going to fall out. You got to run until your stomach feels like it's going to burst, until your heart starts pounding. You want to quit. Feels like you can't go another inch. Can't go another step, but you keep going. What kind of thing is that? You should just go until you want to fall out in your tracks. And then after that, you've only gotten about halfway.
Brothers, you heard him, brothers. This is going to be us, man. Right here. You see this cat here. You see this brother here. I think he might be a Hamite, but I wanted to use the photo to drive home the point, brothers. We have to endure to the end. I hope that this encouraged you, brothers. Shalom.